And we're live.
All right.
There you go. Speaking of SAC, April 15th, 2020. It's Wednesday. So
Is it
it,
Wednesday
it,
already?
it is.
Oh, wow.
And I really want to thank the people that are doing the Facebook posts of what day it is.
Yes, that
Because
helps.
I have been losing track of what day it is, but
Especially with this quote unquote 3-day weekend kind of thing, which really wasn't a 3-day week. I'm not sure. It's all running together. I can't tell.
it happens. It
Yeah.
definitely happens. So how was your 3-day weekend?
Well, a lot of just isolated at home, trying to connect virtually with family. Missing going out to the ranch. That's probably my only time of year other than hunting that I'm able to go out to the ranch and just do ranch stuff, get dirty and fix stuff and jump into the cattle ponds and whatever there is to do out there. I miss that. And even though it is isolated, I just felt like we shouldn't go. I think we all need to kind of hunker down, kind of the fear of the unknown, and try to make the best of what we have with us. And so it was about family, appreciating being in the moment. Sometimes we think about, I want to get out of this. How do I get out of here? And I think our focus needs to be about how do we cherish these moments that we do have with potentially people around you or connecting with others. I've connected more with family than I've ever done before, through this new environment where, I'll speak to them, whenever the time comes, rather than, I think it's more of a scheduled kind of thing now, which I think has been really beneficial for us.
Definitely.
How about you? How about you?
I made some dishes that we would normally have
Yeah.
for a family get together like that,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
had a fire pit going in the backyard, and
I did that. I
I
did
was
that.
hanging out. One of my neighbors, his backyard's catty corner with mine. He was giving out his phone number, and you can do text request by text.
Oh, come on.
Yes, he was
Really?
DJing. He started DJing in his backyard, and he had it booming out to all the neighbors, and
Oh, that's so cool.
saying some nice things. And he kept giving out his phone number, and oh man,
That
I
is
had a
so
good
cool.
amount of requests. It was great.
I love that. I just love the creativity and the different things that are coming out of this that is actually engaging people, I think, at a much deeper level than ever before, because we often are so busy. It's kind of a high buy, where I think here we're being more intentional with a lot of our engagement. It's just, it's important to reflect just a little bit, because I think there are some differences, but I think there's a lot more positive than there is negative around this new environment that we're in, right? So
You seeing the good stories that come out.
yes, yes,
Um, there was one news story that I saw yesterday. Um, Stimulus funds coming
yes,
to area universities and
yes,
colleges. I think total it was around $62 million.
yes.
Um, so is San Antonio College getting any of that?
Well, right now, our projections look like about $7 million roughly from this CARES Act relief fund, plus 7 million plus. But there are also some other nuances because we're an HSI and we receive federal funding. That could be additional monies coming to SAC. But if you look at us from a district perspective, we are positioned to probably get about $20 million district wide, about 7.5, between 7.5 and 8.59 for SAC. And it's very specific in regards to half of that money has to go directly back to students, right? So we've got to be able to ensure that students have what they need to be successful, from from technology to food, to those kinds of things that they need, books or whatever that is, to get them through this very difficult time. So we are positioned to get the money now. I think the question is, when will that money come? And we think it'll be hopefully within the next 30 days, so that we can start um, uh, uh, you know uh, having students apply for these relief funds because they're an Alamo College student. Now, uh, we just because we've been waiting for the money doesn't mean that we haven't been doing our part. At SAC specifically, we have been pulling money from all kinds of different accounts to really ensure that our Student Advocacy Center has enough money to meet the needs of our students. So if students are struggling or need assistance, whether it's crisis intervention, whether it's food insecurity, or I'm having trouble paying my rent, or I'm having childcare issues, reach out to the advocacy center, because that's where the request starts, and then we're able to then mobilize some funds to help our students. So all we're doing is keeping track of everything we're giving our students, and then once the money comes in, we may be able to utilize some of that money to backfill some of the other accounts that we've been kind of using to keep our student needs at the forefront of this new environment that we're in.
So some of these monies will they be able to be used towards tuition for some students who may not be able to continue?
Yes, yes, that is the understanding. Now, once we get the direct understanding of what those specifics are, that'll be directly communicated. But right now, we are, and again, we're not waiting for the money. Right now, the Alamo colleges, the presidents, with the chancellor, with our board of trustees, are coming up with the plan to make our students whole this semester and next semester. So we're not going to wait for the money to come. We're going to do it now in good faith so that our students we're not waiting. When is that money going to come? Let's do something now. So I think within the next few days, or if not within a week, we're going to have a plan that we're going to be able to present our students to really get them the relief they need to help them specifically, as you said, Hot Mustard, with tuition, especially with any outstanding balances, and really to provide them a means to be able to take some classes in the summer for free. If you were impacted in the spring with this new environment. So it's going to be massive, to the tune of potentially $10 million that we're going to somehow find a way to get this thing funded for our students.
Wow. Are the summer momentum classes being affected at all by the situation right now?
So what we talked about is it's really a summer momentum in addition to, and there's an enhancement to that, which means summer momentum continues. It's in play. But I think the difference is that if you took classes this semester, spring semester, we will have a package for you this summer that will include a tuition-free type of summer for you. So we're calling it a summer momentum enhancement, or a summer momentum plus, because it's going to be an enhancement of the summer momentum program that we have. So that's going to continue. That has never wavered. We've got monies allotted for those scholarships, but we also have quite a bit of students that were interrupted because of this new environment that we're in, and we want to help them, really help them stay on course, especially in the summer. So at SAC, all our courses are already aligned for Maymester, summer 1, summer 2. They're all aligned online or remote, meaning one is where you can do a true online course, or one is synchronous, where you can actually meet with your professor via Zoom. Those are already set. And Hot Mustard, what we're seeing is increased enrollment in our Maymesters and our summer enrollment. We're seeing some record enrollment for students taking advantage of everything that we're trying to do to help them stay on course and meet their educational and career goals here at SAC.
Very nice. Very nice. I like to hear that. Speaking of staying on course, graduation deadline,
Yes.
application deadline is this Friday, April 17th.
Friday. So there's another big hot topic, right? So we're going to do something really, really special for those graduates, and what we're going to do is a virtual kind of thing, but we're going to do something really special on May the 9th. We'll do a virtual kind of ceremony, but we've got a big surprise coming for them in the Sunday paper on Mother's Day on May 10th, that I think they will be blown away on what they're going to see in that Sunday paper for all those graduates this semester. But we're also going to have the opportunity for them to come back in the fall. We will have a fall ceremony for those folks that want to walk the stage. We're going to provide them an opportunity to walk the stage in the fall. So we're coordinating that now to ensure that that date is set and the people that have graduated can come back and walk the stage officially and rightfully deserving of being able to walk the stage in front of their family and friends and loved ones, right?
Oh, yes.
So I think this is another enhanced version of graduation that we're going to provide our graduates. It's going to be special. We know physically they can't walk the stage on May the 9th, but I think what our team has come up with is a very special thing for our students and our community to observe this amazing day for our graduates. But rest assured, graduates, we're going to have a special day for you in the fall where you will officially walk the stage. I can guarantee you that.
And also, so registration for the summer session courses is open, and
Yes.
fall registration
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So get with your advisor. There are Zoom rooms set up, ready to go.
Yes.
So head on over there.
Head on over there and remember the whole communique about your credit, non-credit. Remember, you will be assigned a grade. You will have a couple of months after your grade is assigned for the semester, for the end of the spring semester, to make a decision about whether you want to go credit, no credit, or you want to keep your letter grade. And I encourage each and every one of you to have a conversation with your assigned advisor or your trusted faculty member to make that decision so that we can make the best decision for you moving forward, depending on what program you want to transfer to in the future. So
definitely. And it's like nothing has changed on that. Like you need to do your research,
yeah,
and go and see where you want to go.
right.
This whole situation may open some people's eyes about what careers they might want to get into.
Exactly.
And rethink things. And I think many people are going to start rethinking things.
You're right. And I'm getting calls from my colleagues all over the state that are university officials saying, hey, we at the university are not going to, we've decided to stay on a grade system, on a letter grade system, but rest assured that any transfer from SAC coming to, let's say, Angelo State University, we are going to honor that credit. So that's reassuring. That means they want to continue to be our partner. And I'm getting more and more calls affirming the university's commitment to our SAC graduates.
All right. So laptops are also still available. There have been some students that have not picked them up, but they're starting to come in now.
Yes,
we are starting to see some demand.
I think we've handed out, Hot Mustard, maybe 450, close to 500 laptops.
Wow.
But I'm here to tell you, we still have 900 more to loan. So we have a tremendous inventory to get these laptops into the hands of students. So we have 900 plus laptops. We want to get our students to come in, pick one of them up, perfectly safe. Everything that we're doing, it's via robot. You never exchange one-on-one with a human being. So you're not exposing yourself. We have done a very creative thing, especially if you want to just kind of witness a robot kind of take care of that for you. I think it's really, really cool what Usha Venkat and her team have done. But I want to encourage our students that if you just simply don't have the technology that you need to be successful in your course, we have it for you. These are brand new laptops. These are not repurposed, refurbished. We didn't pull them out of a lab somewhere. These are all brand new laptops for our students.
And how long can the students keep the laptop? How long can they borrow it for?
Well, for now, for sure, it's this semester and the summer semester for sure. Now, we're watching this environment. We're watching everything that's happening. We think it's going to go on longer than that, right? There's going to be some form of of a new normal, even in the fall and spring of next year. So we think that this could go on for another year. So as long as the student is checking in with us and they're still actively enrolled with us, and we're still in this new normal, this new environment, they're going to continue to have access to that computer. There is no need for us to collect that computer after the semester and then reallocate it back the following semester. I think I want to trust our students that they're going to be responsible with that laptop. They're going to use it for educational purposes. And we're going to continue to have them keep that laptop until they need it, until we're completely free from this environment that we're in. And I don't think that's going to be anytime soon.
Yeah. Internet access is available in the Moody parking lot. So right where the laptops are being picked up.
That's right.
That's a perfect time to get online and set everything up as far as
That's
your
right.
connecting to classes go.
You're
as
there.
well.
Exactly. You're there. You've got the right connectivity. You're a phone call away from the staff that's just in that building to help you with any issues around loading specific software or a particular program you may need for a class. They are there to help you with all those technology needs. They've been tremendous with the work that they've been doing pretty much since we've been in this new environment.
Going forward, I think it's going to be interesting to see different companies and how they're going to be after all of this is over.
Yeah.
And it is going to be a while, but
Yeah.
you do see some companies stepping up and actually helping out. My cell phone provider is offering free mobile hotspots
Right.
for your phone. You just
Right.
turn the hotspot on your phone, boom, you're got wireless internet.
Right.
Other companies doing other things. I don't want to go and start naming companies, but I definitely think it's going to be interesting to see how some companies survive after this.
Right.
If they haven't
So one of the things, I mean, yeah, I think in this very difficult time that we're in, I think will spark new partnerships, new innovation, new ways of doing business. And one of the things that we have to actively start looking at now is ensuring that we may have to invest in our own towers for the colleges to have the bandwidth for all 5 colleges to cover the entire city, somehow, some way, working in partnership with some of our these big mobile companies to figure out a way is that how do we avoid putting our students through this ever again. Connectivity should not be an issue. If you want to stimulate the economy again, we got to keep students in school and get them ready to take on those new jobs, and you can't do that if they're having to stop simply because they don't have the access they need to continue their journey to become that future employee for that company that they need. So we've got to keep this moving. We've got to learn from this, and we've got to stop playing in different sandboxes. We all got to come together and figure this out for the betterment of our community.
Oh yeah. Tutoring is also available on Zoom, so that's a lot of fun. Math, economics, chemistry, biology, accounting, nursing, Spanish, writing assistance. Basically, yes, we are still open.
Yes, we are still open. You've got various modes of tutoring. You can do the online brain fuse tutoring. You can set up an appointment with a tutor. One of the things, though, Hot Mustard, we're going to be proactive about this summer, including Maymester, is there are some courses that we know are very, very difficult. We call them these high challenge type courses, often referred sometimes as gatekeeper type courses. We are going to assign a supplemental instructor to those courses so that the students will always have that lifeline to help them with the course content or course materials or lectures. So we're not going to wait around to say, well, go see a tutor. We are going to embed a tutor in those courses to ensure that students have a seamless transition, especially during this new environment in the summer when courses are condensed and it's a lot harder. We're just going to take the guesswork out. We're going to embed a tutor in those courses.
Now, I have taken online courses in the past. Have professors switched the way they're teaching online courses right now, plus their regular courses? Or are they keeping it the same, just posting and do this assignment?
I think some professors, because they have slowly been getting involved in a lot of that professional development, the teaching with technology committee that we have to get faculty to embrace technology. I think we've been on that journey for a few years. Are there pockets of professors that are still very traditional in their lectures and the way they deliver? Yes, that's part of the academic freedom. But what we want to do is to empower them and help them ensure that whatever we deliver in this remote environment is appropriate, right? I'm going to give you an example. My 10-year-old is fully online, and she has three major teachers. Two of her teachers record their lecture and post it, and it's about 15-20 minutes long. It's enough to keep their attention span, and if you miss something, you can go back in and replay it. You have another teacher that does a 1 hour lecture Zoom.
Wow.
What do you think happens to a 10-year-old? What do you think happens to an adult after about 20 minutes?
What's beautiful about Zoom is you can take the video, push it to one side of the screen, and then I can open up the internet on the other side of the screen.
Exactly. You tune out. So we know that. So we have to make those adjustments. So one of the things that we're doing now is I've mentioned this to Dr. Blackwood and the leadership, the faculty leadership team, is we must record every Zoom session to give students the ability to go back and capture some of the things. Because remember, a lot of these working parents from home have their kiddos at home, having to teach the kiddos at home as well as trying to take a history class. You may miss a few things. And if you miss a few things, it's nice to go back to the recording and grab what you missed, and not compromise the fact that you're having to tell your 3-year-old or your 8-year-old, not now. I can't, we have to find a balance with this new environment that we're in. And we have to be empathetic that we're all going through this together, and different families and different students have different support systems. And we just have to somehow normalize them as best we can when we offer those courses to them.
Definitely. You have some households where, one single parent and they have a kid and one laptop.
One laptop.
They have to balance between their work and the child's work.
And my great colleague, the superintendent from SAISD, has said this before, is they've assigned laptops to their students to take them home. That one laptop or that one iPad has become the family iPad, because they may not have the technology. So now that iPad that was intended for the student is now, they're having to compete for time with the laptop because everyone else is also using it. So this is the struggle when you grow up in humble beginnings, and we as educators need to understand those environments, and we need to figure out a way to normalize those things so that students have equal access. It's not for lack of effort. It's simply not having the tools you need to be successful. And as long as that's an issue, we've got to rise above that and figure it out. We need to be solutions oriented. We can't just say, well, this is our new environment, kind of sink or swim. That's not the attitude we take here at SAC. We will grab you by the hand and we will walk you across the finish line if we have to.
Definitely. Let's see. We got some questions on the YouTube site. How are we helping those being held back due to no testing regarding TSI?
So right now, okay, let me see if I can understand that question. I want to be sure I'm not jumping into something that can you reread that again, Hot Mustard? I'm sorry.
Okay. How will you help those being held back due to no testing regarding TSI?
Gotcha. So we're going to take an approach at the Alamo colleges and the coordinating board gives us this option, is to assess other things other than TSI to bring you and place you at the college. So we're probably going to look at some of the courses and your GPA at your high school and what you've done to place you. That is an option. We don't have to use TSI as a placement exam. So we're going to look at other options to place students into the fall if TSI continues to be a challenge for our students. So we know for sure we're going to waive the fees for the TSI, but if TSI can't really pull itself together and we can't do it online, then we're going to eliminate the test and use other forms of assessing the student's readiness to take a college level course and place them accordingly. But they're not going to be there. They will all There will be a place for them at SAC, and they can continue to register at SAC. That's not going to hold any student back.
Okay, so the TSA is kind of a little bit separate from the Alamo College's part of it.
TSI is a separate entity recognized by the state as an acceptable way of assessing college readiness, but understand that they may not be able to get into this new normal in time, which means we can't wait. We've got to take our own directive and our own approach and our own strategy to get students through for the fall. So if they're not ready in a very uniformed way for our students, we'll do it ourselves and get students placed in college.
Nice.
And you're hearing that hot mustard all over the country. I mean, you've got universities waiving ACT and SATs, right? So they're doing the same thing we're doing. Their ACT, SAT doesn't have the capacity to do it. So they're going to do it in-house. They're going to make the assessment in-house and place students accordingly. So universities are doing this too. It's just not us.
Okay. Induction ceremony for the leadership program is going to be May 8th. And I think we definitely did touch on that earlier. The induction ceremony, well, for the graduation ceremony, this is the induction ceremony for the leadership program. I don't believe that is going to be going on.
No, unfortunately. I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard quite yet if we're going to do something virtually. But I would encourage the folks that have a hand in it just to not cancel it, but do something at least virtually to get our leaders and future leaders recognized.
Yep. Okay, so as of today, once again, all students can register for the 2020 fall semester. And how do I apply? There's going to be a Zoom chat session tomorrow, 5:30 to 7 o'clock. 5:30 p.m. to 7 tomorrow.
Thursday. The beauty about that, it's that is designed in the new normal that we're in, right? It's the how to do it, but also how to do it in the new normal, in the new environment that we're in. So what a wonderful session to be able to participate in. So I want to encourage our students and future students to take advantage of that. I think you'll walk away relieved. It'll take a lot of the anxiety and fear away from, and really the mystique of registering in this new normal that we're in.
Yeah. And definitely there's no going back to what was normal per se. Everything's going to change after this.
Yes.
And it's better to adapt now than later.
As painful as it is, I agree with you. And you and I have had these existential talks and philosophical talks about, this change that I think we're all experiencing. As painful as it is, we're growing. We're growing as human beings. We're growing as active members of this beautiful community. We are growing and we are learning, as hard as it is. So I do want us to think about the positive things, but I'm not dismissing that it is painful for a lot of families. But this, I'm telling you, this community, not just the Alamo colleges and not just SAC, but the entire San Antonio community, from the food bank to all the players, are stepping up in such a big way. And I'll never forget a Katrina evacuee that was displaced at one of our programs was in tears presenting to about, 600-700 people for our Empowerment Center program. She said, I have never been in a city, in a more given city like San Antonio. I have never, ever seen this in my life. I'm a stranger to this city and they embrace me like their own. And she was bawling because of how beautiful this city is. So we have a lot to be proud of. And I think SAC mirrors, Alamo College's mirrors that same heart that we have for our community and our citizens of this beautiful city.
Definitely. Definitely. All right. It is that time. It's that time of the show,
no.
man.
Oh man.
We're definitely going to be back next week.
Yes.
Catch us here every Wednesday, 3:30 to 4 on YouTube Live at
Nice.
KSYM Radio /live. So check it out. All right. Until next week.
Until next week. Can't wait.